Good day, students. This video will be the continuation of the video lecture of IT2 Module 1. So, so to have a bit of review, no, for the learning outcomes that we have discussed already. We have discussed or we have explained uh, why computer literacy is important, in today's success. And we have defined the term computer, the relationship between the the data and information, and also the five components of computer, which are in the input devices, the output devices, the system unit, the storage devices, and communication device. So, for this video lecture, we're going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages the users experience when working with computers. And we will look at the terms and the content, sa topic such as network, and hopefully we will be able to identify the benefits, of sharing resources on the network, and discuss the uses of internet and the www, or the World Wide Web. Alright, so let's go to the slide. Okay. Alright, so here are the advantages, no? So, actually, as a user, or as part of the society, we have uh, uh, we ripped, we took advantage, of the many benefits in using computers. Even you as a student. And when we say user, that is anyone who communicates with a computers, or nag-use, in general terms, user ang tawag if you are a person who utilizes the computer or the information it generates. And students is also another type of user, and the computer have more tools, to assist them in the learning process. So here is the advantages of using computers, and the benefits of this are possible because computers have the these following advantages, uh, uh, as a user. Mo ni mga possible nga benefits nga makuha nato when we're going to use computer. The first one is speed. When we say speed gali, that is when data, instructions, and information flow along electronic circuits in a computer. They travel at incredibly fast speed. So, daghang computer nga karon, especially karon, that ang process is moabot na siya og ang kaya nga i-process sa computer is moabot ng billions or trillions of operations, in a single second, ang processing ani that involves the adding, the subtracting, especially sa computing nga part, kaya niya kaya kayo sa computer nga mag-process as just the computation, of the datas. And also pwede pod, kaya po niya mag-sort, ina nakapaspas, like alphabetizing, and also organizing and displaying of images, record audio, playing music, and showing a movie or video, and maibaw-an nimo ang or ma-determine nato ang kapaspason sa isa ka PC, no, depende sa iyahang processor, no. Mas taas ang kuan sa processor, mas taas ang ah, capacity, no, mas paspas ang speed sa isa ka PC. And also reliability, no, as an advantage. So this is the when the electronic components in modern computers are dependable and reliable because they rarely break or fail. So uh, mas reliable, no, when we say reliability, that talks about the dependability, no, of certain product. So in this case, ang computer, no, mas mas design na siya karon nga mas lig-on, no, mas last na siya, so mas reliable siya, or even iyang effectivity, or even iyang kanang quality sa isa ka product. And also consistency also, no, given the same input and process, a computer will produce the same result, no, consistently. So na siya ang process niya, ang pag-compute niya, no, which we call as the garbage in and garbage out. This talks about the accuracy sa computer output, no. And ang computer output will always depend, ang accuracy niya will always depend sa input nga gi-feed sa computer. So kung unsa tong input consistently the computer will produce the same output. Okay, so for example, no, if you do not use the flash sa digital camera when you are indoor or nakasasulod sa balay, the resulting pictures that are displayed the screen may be too dark, no, or unusable because they are too dark. So so kung dili ka mo gamit og flash sa imuhang digital camera, especially if you're indoor, mao ra na siya output niya, no. So di gina siya mausap, especially kay medyo ngit or same ra pod ang lighting sa sulod. So consistent. And isa sa advantage is what we called as storage. So when we say storage, this a computer can transfer data quickly from storage to memory. Iyan ang i-process and then store it again for future use. So daghang computer karon, no, nga dako na kayo og storage capacity, and kaya kay na buhaton sa isa ka computer, kaya niya i-store, no, ang information and use it again for in the future purposes. Okay, so na-discuss na nato, no, before aning video about different types of storage, and those are an example, no, or those are the devices, or those are the parts of the computer where the information is stored. And also we have communication, no. So isa gini sa purpose sa in or advantage of using computer, for us to be able to communicate, no, and we do that often wirelessly. Okay, and computers nga naay ani nga capability, where can share information, na siya inani nga kuan, siya inani nga process, no, or what we call as the processing cycle operation. Now we have input, process, output, and storage with another computer or user, no. Even as you use, no, your mobile device, no, naagi siya nga process, or what we call as the processing cycle operation. The input, no, that comes from the user, yan yung process, and then that will result or the what we call as the output, which is the result of the process input, and will store it on the storage of the device. For example, you are taking picture and ang picture nga imong or you're using the camera, no, so ang picture ato will be processed so that ma-view nimo ang picture, and at the same time ma-store na siya dito sa imuhang sa imuhang storage. Alright, so those are basically the advantages of using computer. So also we have what we called as the disadvantages. Kung naatay advantages kung magamit ang computer, napud gyapon yung mga disadvantages, mga dili maayo mga effects. And some of disadvantages of using computers that relates to the following. First one is health risk. So from the word itself, this refers to prolonged or improper computer usage, which can lead to injuries or disorders of the hands, wrists, elbows, eyes, neck, and back. So, katong mga user nga kanang hilig ka or halos 24/7 maggamit og kwan or magatabang og screen, usually they encounter this risk, So computer users, although they will encounter this risk, they also have, or they can also protect themselves from this health risk through proper workplace design, or what we called as the uh, what we called as the good posture, or what we called as the proper posture applied while at the computer, and appropriately spaced work breaks, na atay mga ginatawag nga ergonomics, which is uh, the applied nga design, or the workplace design, so that the user can be protected using that product. And we have two behavioral health risk, nga ma-encounter, dili lang sakit sa likod, sakit sa kuan. Those are just one category. So we have two. We have behavioral health risk, are computer addiction, natay physical katong gipang mention ako kanina, and we also have behavioral, which has two categories. First one is the computer addiction, and also the technology overload. I think I have it here. Next slide. Sorry. Okay, so I'll just discuss this later after after ma-discuss na ko tanan. So this is part of the health risk that we're going to talk about. So again, there are two behavioral health risks. We have the computer addiction and technology overload. When you say computer addiction gali, that occurs when someone become obsessed, sa paggamit sa computer. So obsessed na kayo and wala na time for anything else, and individuals suffering from this, we also have what we call as individuals nga nagsuffer what we call as technology overload, would feel distressed, when deprived of computers and mobile devices. So from computer addiction, this will lead to computer or technology overload kay mabati man sila og stress kung di sila makagamit, no, like mabati ka og urge, no, kung there's an hour or minute nga di ka kahawid og cellphone and ma-distress or ma-stress ka when you are deprived, no, for a time from using this, no, you already have the symptoms. So once organized, both computer addiction and technology overload are treatable disorders. So anyway, treatable lang po niya siya. This is treatable, this is curable. Okay, also, we have violation of privacy. So, nearly no every life event na to is like mga laag, mga occasions, no, family gatherings, tanan, they are stored, no, in computer. It might be in medical records sa hospital, sa tong uh, sa students information system sa school, sa naapod sa NSO katong NSO nato or sa tong PSA nato, so na stored po to somewhere. And even sa tong mga social medias na yung mga pictures na yung mga uh, informations about us or about our families. And in many instances where personal and confidential records were not protected properly, uh, individuals have found their privacy violated and identities stolen, kanang what we called as phishing, kanang gamiton ang imuhang name, gamiton imuhang information uh, to steal, no, so what we call as where phishing, no, like your identity is stolen, no, gamiton so that mohimo og kuan, mohimo og mga dili maayo. So in short, our privacy is being violated. So also, public safety has disadvantage. So walay pili, no, even adults, teenager and children around the world, they are using computers, no, to share their photos publicly, their videos and other personal information. Diba kay usahay mo man nato ang ibutang when we're going to uh, use social media, mga mo gid na sila or even mga email. And some of these unsuspecting users or innocent computer users, they have fallen to victim crimes committed by dangerous strangers. No, di ba? Kanang mga spam messages, no, abi na to og legit pero ilad-ilad ra di ay, no, even sa mga messages sa nga madawat na to sa messenger wala ta kaila. Okay, so we are not safe since almost everyone knows who you are, where you work, kay nakapost tanan sa social media, and that is one of the disadvantages. And careful ta, no, especially in uh, turning on our location kung sa tong mobile devices, no, naka-on permi atong location or naka my data permi kung sa atong ibuhat. So might be nga some criminals would like to uh, uh, would like to use or would like to kanang victimize you, no. So you should protect yourself and your dependents from these criminals by being cautious, no, sa mga messages, even sa mga websites. And for example, no, dili ta magpataka og share, no, og information that would allow others to identify or locate you, no, and we should not discuss or disclose rather our mga identification numbers and passwords or other mga personal security details nga pwede makawat, no, pwede gamiton, no, sa ubang tao, no, especially dili ta kaila. We should always uh, uh, validate, no, and verify if legit ba, no, ang message ang nag-message mo, no, even sa mga ads nga manggawas sa mga social media or manggawas sa tong mga cellphones, no, like ni daog kag loto, and then mangayo sila og kuan nimo mga account numbers sa imong mga or bank accounts, no, mga details sa mga accounts. So pwede nga ma to, ato nga kuan makawat ang imong kuan, makawatan ka, di ba? And also na siya impact, no, on labor force. Although computers, in the modern day have improved, no, uh, yes, na-improve siya, no, and also that improves the productivity, no, sa to ang trabaho, sa atong pag-eskwela, and that in many ways, and created an entire industry with hundreds of thousands of new jobs. The skills of millions of employees have been replaced, no, by computers already. So this is a it is a crucial, no, that workers keep their education up to date. So dapat na even as you students, the reason why nga gipakuha mo ani nga subject is that you should be updated, or you should be uh, oriented or even educated, no, pag abot sa computer. So and a separate impact on the labor force is that some companies are outsourcing jobs to foreign countries, no, instead of keeping their homeland labor force employed. So uh, kasagarang mga trabaho karon manguha gid sila atong kuan, manguha gid sila atong kabalo jud mo gamit og computer. And uh, even ang mga kuan ron, example lang kanang farms nato, no, nga nawala ng trabaho ang mga farmer. It's because high-tech na kaayo ang nanay harvester, no, na anay tigtanom, puro machine na tanan, and daghan kaig nawala ng trabaho. Na siya impact sa labor force. Kay one day murag mailisan jud ang tawo og computer. And ang trabaho is magamay ang availability sa trabaho. Also na siya impact sa environment. Although naatay ang tao na ay kuan na siya gusto nga mahimo, no, na siya gihuna-una nga maka-advantage siya, pero at the same time na po siya drawbacks, like for example kaning impact na siya impact sa environment. And when computers are discarded, like after using, if maguba na, they are thrown, no, in landfills, and they can release toxic materials and potentially dangerous levels of lead, mercury, and flame retardants nga mo halo siya sa yuta, which will become our soil ito gani kanang mahimong ma-poison atong soil, especially ang tubig na mo agi sa kuan, moagi sa suba, and then mato sa dagat, and eventually that could poison our land, or animals, no. So dagdagan siya impact sa ato ang kuan, sa ato ang environment, no, kay dili man ni siya dili man ni siya matunaw dayon, dili siya decompose dayon, and it would take hundreds of years, no, for this to decompose. So mo na pinaka delikado or pinaka lisod sa tanang kuan disadvantages gid ani. Okay. So here's a question: how can people best cope with technology overload? So balik ta sa topic nga about health risk, no, katong na-discuss kanina. This is one of the behavioral, no, nga category sa health risk. And how can we best cope with technology overload? Okay, so people overloaded with technology, no, they often feel uncomfortable or nervous, no, when they cannot use the internet or a cell phone for even a short length of time. no, maglisod jud sila and they feel uncomfortable kung dili magamit og cellphone. And some mental health experts, they believe that technology overload, this is a problem, no, but can be treated as well, just as other compulsions, no. While some disagreement exists over the specific definition, uh, the person good nga na problem with technology overload kung overuse good, no, it brings a negative impacts, no, sa health, sa personal life and professional life. And for some, technology overload often leads to less time spent with family and has proven to be as potent a cause for divorce as gambling or substance abuse. So, daghan kay siya kuan, daghan kay siya impact na makadaot siya sa atong physical and mental and behavioral, personal and professional. So, and also that affects your relationship with your family kay mas gamay na lang man kag na spend ka time sa ila. So, ang experts, they suggest na i-balance na to, no? They suggest balancing the use, no, of technology and listening to others if they suggest that the overuse of technology is causing personal problems. So, this all boils down to self-control. No? Dapat na tayo self-control sa paggamit sa technology. And especially sa paghatag og time sa tong family. Okay. So, another thing, green computing, no, involves actually mo nagsumpay ni siya sa sa impact sa environment. What we called or the term as green computing. This involves reducing the electricity consumed and environmental waste generated when using a computer. And strategies that support green computing include recycling, regulating manufacturing processes, extending the life of computers, and immediately donating or properly disposing or replace computers. So since although na-impact, but actually na-program, no, ang mga company ani, and that is called green computing, no? This is a strategy that includes mag-recycle, mag-regulate sa manufacturing processes, and that also includes extending the life of computers, no? Nga mas maguba, no? Alright, so okay. Alright, so let's talk about networks and the internet. Okay. Alright, so network, this is a collection of computers and devices connected often wirelessly via communications devices and transmission media. Okay, so this is a collection of computers which are connected. It can be nakakonect sila through wired or wireless, and that is network. So when a computer connects to a network, it is called online. Okay, so nakakonect ka sa computer, then you are online. So the networks allows computers to share resources such as hardware, software, data, information. Since nakalink man siya sa other computer, kaya po niya mag-share. And sharing resources, that saves time and money, no? And in many in many computers which are or in many networks, there are one or more computers, diba? So since na ay shared nga nahitabo, and dili lang isa ang computer, and one of those one of those many computers in a network is what we call a server, no? The server that controls access to the resources on network. The other computers on the network, each called a client or workstation, request resources from the server. So, naatay ginatawag nga client sa network, na po tayo server. Ang server that controls, siya mo nag-control sa access, no, sa computer, or this access to the resources on the computer. So siya mo nag-limit, na siya mo nag-control sa client kung what level of information ang pwede niya ma-access. So the other computers which we call client or workstation, mo ni siya ang mo request, no, sa resources dito sa server. So the major differences between the server and client are that the server ordinarily has more power. So mas powerful ang server compared sa client kay murag siya may sa isa ka grupo, murag siya may leader, murag inana. And mas taas siya, mas daghan siya storage kay dito man naka-store ta ng information ga gina-share. So many homes and most businesses and schools network their computers, and they allow users to connect, no, their computers wirelessly to the network. So here in this image, this is a example of network, no, where you can see here there's a server which manages the resources on the network. Okay, sorry. And clients access the resources on the server. Okay, so this network enables 3 separate computers to share the same printer, one wirelessly. So na a printer which is connected to the server, where the client, either wirelessly or wired, can connect or can use the printer through the connection, no, through the network, since na siya connection dito sa server. Okay, so when you say internet gali, also, no, this is a worldwide collection of networks that connects millions of business, government agencies, educational institutions, and individuals. So internet ang tawag since this is a worldwide, no, collection of networks, since we are connected, no, wirelessly, no. Ang nakakonect nato is ang satellite, although dili ta connected wired sa ubang computer or dito sa internet, no. The reason why nga makagamit tag social media, maka-search tag any information using a browser. So if you are not wondering, no, kung asa to gikan nga mga information, those are stored somewhere, no, which can be accessed using the internet or the worldwide collection of networks. So okay, so we have what we call as the web, or the www, no, or the World Wide Web. Also the internet is the largest computer network, no, collecting of millions of computers and devices around the world. Okay, so web contains billions of documents called web pages. Okay, so web ang gamit, or web ang tawag, since na siya'y documents or billion of documents called web pages. Okay, so example kanina sa image dire, these are different types of mga websites, depende sa gamit na ay devices for or na ay website, no, for communication, na ay for research and access information, na ay for online shopping, na ay for banking and investment. Okay, so So the web, or the or short for World Wide Web, is one of the more popular services on the internet. Okay, think of the web as a global library, no? Mura siya og kanang library where you can access no information available to anyone connected. Okay, so ang web, that contains again billion of documents and nashay web pages, and web page, it can contain text, graphics, animation, audio, and video. Okay, so here in this figure, you can see here a again an example of web pages. No, web pages often have built-in connections or links to other documents, graphics, and other web pages or websites. So the reason nga makaadto ka sa you can jump to other web pages because of what we call as the links na ay mga buttons. Okay, so nga pwede maklik, and then or even mga graphics pwede maklik, and after ana pwede dadon na pud ka sa lain nga web page. So murag connect ra gyapon siya. That is why it is called web. No, kay naglink ra tanan, naka-connect ra tanan. So a website also, sorry, excuse me. A website is a collection of related pages. So kanina example na to, I have website for communication like Gmail, and na ay social media like Facebook, na ay online shopping website like Lazada, like Shopee, na sila yung mga website. And some websites allow users to access music and videos like YouTube, or transfer to storage media in a computer or portable media player. Okay. I hope that is clear, no? Dili na nako i tagsa-tagsaon. But basically, those are the content, no? What we need to know about internet, website, web pages, and the web. Okay, so here's the question. Now, what should be done about identity theft? All right. Okay, what should be done by identity theft? Unsa dining identity theft? So, using email and other techniques, no, on the internet, ang mga scammers, what we call as the scam artists, are employing a technique known as phishing. So, phishing is stealing of your information, such as credit card numbers, banking information, and passwords. So, spelling ana PHISHING. That is phishing. For example, an email message may appear, no, to request from your bank to verify your SS numbers and uh, online banking password ka nang mag-message sa inyo kalit or mag-email sa inyo kalit. If you're going to check your Google or Gmail account, na ay mga na ay spam dito, na inbox, na ay spam, na ay draft. So if you're going to look at the spam messages, it might be those are not secured nga mga, or those are not very reliable nga mga messages. So careful ta na, especially if pangayuan na taog mga information such as mga bank account details. So the so instead, the information you submit, no, ends up in the hands of the scammer, especially if muhatag ka diretso, who then uses the information for a variety of unsa man mga illegal acts. And sadly, the result often is identity theft. So ang result na dayon ana is identity theft. Okay? So saan man nato ni pag identify or or saan nato ni pag pag solve ng mga inani makadawatag inani, no? So if you have documents or mga documents about your finances, no, you should shred or keep them, no, or if you're going to discard them, you throw them away, you should shred them to pieces para any time nga na ay makapunit ato, no, dili kompleto ang details. So and also do not click links in unsolicited email messages, even mga ads. No, you should avoid clicking them, no, if dili ta sure nga kuan to sila, legit to sila. And next is to enroll in credit monitoring service, no. Consumer advocates often blame credit card companies and credit bureaus for lax security standards. Okay, so careful lang pud ta. No, we should uh, careful or be aware sa mga legit nga mga kwan, sa mga security companies or credit card companies, no. And usahay ang mablame ra pod is kita mga user or consumers for being kana bitong dali ra kay mailad, kanang dali ra kay ta mailad. And although dili sala sa company nga mas scam ta kay naa may times nga kanang sala ra pod sa user kay ginathatag na nato diretso ang information without confirming. And also both sides to be blamed, no, the government for poor privacy laws, no, and light punishments for identity thieves, no. Medyo dili ra kayo ingon nga gaan or dili ra bugat ang punishments ani nila. Alright, so kana lang. So that should be mo to yung mga dapat buhaton, no, about identity theft, no. You should know before you click, no, you should think, no, many times before you click a message or open a message online. And you should be careful with giving away your mga security or security sa tawag ni mga information, or no, you should be careful of giving away, no, your personal informations, no, especially katong mga bank accounts nimo. Okay, so here, okay, so some other terms that we should know, like a social networking website or an online social network is an online community that encourages members to share their interests, ideas, stories, photos, music, and videos with other registered users. So I think you know this one kay naa mo yung mga Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, mga uh, Instagram accounts. So those are social networking website. When I say blog, so a blog is an informal website consisting of timestamp articles in a diary or journals format, usually listed in reverse chronological order. So na mga website nga mga, or what we call as the blog sites, no? Okay. So online gihapon ni sila nga naay mga kuan, naay that contains articles, no. It could be about health, it could be about anything, and usually listed in reverse chronological order. So magsugod sa pinaka-present, no, ang mga ang makita nimo dito nga mga articles present to the pinaka sa itang pinakakaraan. So a blog that contains video clips is called video blog or vlog or vlog, no. Kanang mga gipang post of YouTuber or mga vlogger. So dili na siya gi-coined or dili na siya gikuha nga term vlogger, no, VLOG, vlog. So, or video blog, 'di ba? So, dili na written or dili na article or journal but video na no murag uh, murag kuan bitaw about sa it could be about health, it could be about travels, food or anything. So, a microblog such as Twitter allows users to publish short messages, usually between 100 to 200 characters for others to read. So, microblog ang tawagan na kanang mga post na to sa Twitter or mga tweet na to. Podcast is recorded audio stored on website that can be downloaded to computer or portable media player such as an iPad. So podcast ang gamit. Tawagan na if audio lang siya, no? A video podcast pod is a podcast that contains video and usually audio. So video podcast siya if video and audio. Podcast lang if audio lang. Alright. Alright, so web application. This is a website that allows user to access and interact with software from any computer or device that is connected to the internet. So web, natay ginatawag nga mga software application bitaw kanang gina-install na to sa computer, but also na po yung mga web application no, nga magamit. These are applications that we can use online, like for example, mga Canva, mga inana, where we can design or we can yeah we can design graphics, no, mga inana, and other web applications for programming, mga inana. All right. So I think that is the last no topic sa tong module 1. Medyo taas-taas gyud. Now if you have any question, please just message me, email me, and text me or whatever. So I will just post this video again to Quipper, and also I will post there the quiz now for module 1. So thank you and God bless.